I'm so excited about this interview, and I'm not just saying that to say it, Ed. I promise. Ed Sheeran here. Man, thank you for taking time out and doing this. We appreciate it.
Of course, thanks for having me.
We're excited because, you're a big artist, and a lot of people don't realize you don't have to do this kind of stuff. So thank you for doing it. I really mean that.
My argument is I've always done it,
Yeah.
and I've always had success. So I don't see any problem with doing it. Whereas not doing it, it might go wrong. Do you know what I mean?
True. And you're good at it, too.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, he's like, now the pressure's on. Pressure's on for me. Congratulations on everything. The last time I talked to you, I mean, I can't even imagine. I
You
thought,
noticed we're fucking camoed
I know
out.
we're all camoed out.
Oh, he got the memo.
Who's got
I
camo?
texted you and told you. Yeah, he got the memo.
You
I
can't
was
see
wearing a black shirt earlier.
you can't see any of our legs right now. They're all camoed. Yeah,
See, now you know how
we
I
look
feel.
like the world's worst boy band. He's the
wrong
only one with talent, though. Yeah, wrong. But no, I'm so excited because last time we spoke, it was years ago, and I was like, man, there's going to be such big things in store, and you were blowing up, and now I'm like, we knew it was going to be big, and then Divide comes out, and it's just a whole other level of huge. Congrats. Did you ever think it would go this far, though? Because I know you always have confidence in yourself, but...
I never thought I'd ever be big in America, ever.
Really?
I always had goals and dreams for England. I never really had goals and dreams for Europe. It was just England. You kind of really care about. I'm sure it would be like being a musician coming from Dallas and just being like, I want to make it in Dallas.
Yeah.
Because Dallas is still pretty big. Or,
Right.
or making it just in Texas, because I'm sure you can make a career just by being big in Texas. So I never really thought that I would take it across the pond. Let alone, like, it's one thing selling out a gig in, New York or LA or any of the coast, but selling out in like Omaha or like I don't know,
Places
Iowa.
you've never even heard of.
Well, yeah, no, but Middle America,
Right.
You know, it's because I played in New York the first time and it was all English people, whereas like you play in Iowa and it's all Americans and they have to be aware of your music, you know.
Yeah, I mean, because I think back and I've watched so many, like I've gotten, you know how you get on YouTube and you start to like click on stuff and you click on stuff, and I love your song Perfect, and I wanted to see the video one day. And I'm going to admit this, and then it was like an Ed Sheeran marathon. I just kept clicking on stuff and like documentaries and things that I'm like, wow. And your childhood, you said you were like kind of a weird kid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what does he mean by weird? Because I wanted you to go into that more. Like, do you mean like you were just eccentric, didn't hang out with many people?
No, I think, I mean, I had a stutter, so I couldn't really speak. I had huge glasses, which I now wear. I've started wearing glasses again, and people think it's a fashion statement, but I just stopped wearing them for so long because I didn't think it was cool, and now I'm kind of like...
You were cool before cool, see?
Well, now I feel like, like even if people... Like, there's a lot of people who don't think I'm cool, but there's a lot of people that do, so I feel like, wearing glasses doesn't matter anymore. But no, I was like, I had bright red hair, I started big glasses, wasn't good at anything at all. This is before I played music, and I was just a bit odd. But I feel being eccentric and a weirdo is like my favourite people in the world are the weirdest. Like I met Lil Uzi Vert the other day.
Weirdo.
But
in a good way.
Yeah, no, but but he's himself. You speak to him, and his favourite artist is Marilyn Manson. I love Marilyn Manson. And that's like that. that's like I found it was a really interesting conversation with him just being like, I am me. And
That's
like
cool.
people can either accept it or they can't. And those are the kind of people that I gravitate to and like.
That's how you've always been, I think, and that's every time you've remained humble. Do you think being, eccentric, and do you think that's helped you handle fame in a weird way, that you've kind of been able to do your own thing no matter what, or has it made it... I know you've had your struggles with it at times.
It's just a weird thing, isn't it? It's a weird life to just be like, right, you can't go outside anymore. Like it's a weird thing. You have to kind of really adjust. But I think being in control of my own career and writing my music and saying how I do my shows and how my artwork looks like, I'm in total control. I alwaay say to people,
what
like,
a great feeling, though.
Thank you, but I didn't make it on my looks. So I'd like having been a sort of singer-songwriter and making success out of my music that I'm releasing and having full creative control right now, I think that's the best thing. I think the reason why I still have my sanity is I can do what I want, basically.
Yeah, no, that's a great feeling. I mean, you're such a good songwriter. You're so talented in so many ways, but do you have like one lyric that you're so proud of that you're like, man, I hope people appreciate that? Because I'm so proud of that lyric, or maybe even a line.
I don't know. There was a bit on the Bieber tune I wrote. The Mama Don't Like You, She Likes Everyone. I heard that's his biggest selling T-shirt on tour.
Oh, really?
He's got it on a T-shirt.
Smart. Yeah. I can't believe now you didn't think that song was going to be big.
Nah. Did you?
I liked it. I didn't
A
know.
song with no drums whatsoever. Like, I didn't think it was going
But,
to be.
but you make people feel something, and that like everything you write, I feel like not every artist. There might be a talented artist and they're great, but you evoke emotion out of people, and
Well,
even
thank
in
you.
that song you do too. I mean,
Thank you. I think honestly the reason why that song was successful is that the whole world counted him out, and they were like, Bieber's done. And then he came with What Do You Mean, Sorry, and then that song. It was like a trifecta of like, and I think that's what I think. If I'd released it, it wouldn't have been as big. I think
Really?
it came. Everyone wanted Bieber to fail. Everyone was like, he's done.
True.
And like I remember like the first hearing What Do You Mean and being like, yeah, man, he's gonna fucking come back big. And then I think it was the kind of step of that, then Sorry, and then Love Yourself. It was all in the space of about a month, and I think that's why the song was so big, personally.
Yeah, no, I think you're probably right. You've always been really kind of good at like you took that break, and I was as selfish as all the fans were like, we want music. I thought it was really smart for you to do.
Well, now there's going to be lots of music. That's the thing. So
Which
like,
is awesome.
I'm all braked out. I've got my like
good. Well,
recharged.
yeah.
So like, I'm not going to be taking 3 years to make an album.
Wow, good. Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome for us then. I'm selfish. I'm like, sweet, but you need your time too.
Well, also like albums, like Spotify's kind of ruined it because like you have to now release so much so quickly, which I kind of think is a good thing because artists do make music at a fast pace, and you kind of like Elton John used to like release 3 albums a year. Beatles used to release like 2 albums a year, and I think it's going to get back to that point where Future's already doing it, you know, and Kendrick's dropping albums and projects. Drake's doing it as well, and I think the urban world has caught on to it, and I think the pop world should as well. I think we need to just start putting out loads of material.
By the way, you're every rapper's favorite artist, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously,
yeah,
we were talking about that. I'm like, man, this is incredible. How like you everybody loves you.
Yeah, I saw Kodak Black tweeted about it.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
It's kind of cool.
I like. Well, I'm like rap's my favorite type of music.
Yeah.
So like I always feel quite cool when someone I like likes me.
Is it true that Eminem helped you, like listening to him helped you with your stuttering issue?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because he rapped so fast, so I was like, when I rapped along with it, my stutter went.
Wow, that's crazy. That's awesome. So new music, like when you write, and I just get so curious about this aspect of it. When you write, do you feel like you have to get in a certain moment, or do you just kind of just always thinking about songs?
I write a lot of songs, and 1 in 10 are good. So,
Really?
Yeah. So I'll just write. So today I have a studio backstage, and
So cool.
I wrote one earlier that I think's dog shit. So I'll try and write another one.
sure it's not.
Yeah. So I'm just like I write a lot, and then you can pick from the best bunch.
Well, man, I hope Texas treats you well. I'm super excited for your show tonight. Thank you for taking the time,
Thank you for
man.
coming.
Super happy to talk to
Thank
you.
you. Pleasure, man. Thank you.
Cool. Picture real quick.
Yes.
Because we gotta go.
Got food?
Food or MTV?
I would love food first.
Okay, I'll get it straight to you. It's just been kept warm.